Hello, anyone watching this. Today is September 21st, 2023. I wanted to record this video to talk about where my health is right now, how I feel, because next week I'm starting Carnivore. So I'm starting on Wednesday. My plan is to skip lunch and breakfast and eat meat for dinner on Wednesday. So I took Thursday and Friday off expecting the keto flu. So I'll have a 4-day weekend to hopefully heal through the keto flu. But anyway, here's where I'm at with my health, and here's why I want to do keto. Not keto, carnivore. Carnivore is like the advanced keto. So the last time I weighed myself was a few days ago. I weigh 303 pounds. It's not the heaviest I've ever been. The heaviest was 330 back in 2017. But yeah, so 303 pounds. I have a host of health problems that are just getting worse. So we'll start at the top and work our way down. So I get pretty regular headaches. It seems to be related to sugar. I haven't 100% pinpointed it, but I often get headaches in the second half of the day. I get tired after lunch quite a bit, very tired. I yawn a lot. I wake up tired, even on days when I get enough sleep. I'm usually going to bed around 10:30 and getting up at 6, so getting 7.5 hours, and sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but I always feel tired. Yeah, so I've been getting headaches. Earlier this year I was getting dizzy. Actually it was last year. We found out I had high blood pressure. It was in the neighborhood of, I can't remember exactly, but it was above 140/90, and there were just headaches and dizziness and lightheadedness, where sometimes I would feel like if I stood up too fast, it just wasn't good, and I'd have to brace myself and put my head down and kind of not pass out. I never have passed out, but I've felt close. And along with that, I also have, I don't know how to word it other than it's like a feeling of surrealness, where I guess maybe I feel dazed or I feel out of it, but it's like I can't focus, and it's hard to quantify and describe what that feels like. But Alex, if you watch this, you will understand what you mean by that. Going down the line, when I get sick, I'm thinking like my sinuses now. When I get sick, it's always a phlegm-related sickness. Seems like every sickness I get is, you're making a lot of phlegm, and it might be in a different part of your body, but that's all it is. It's just a bunch of phlegm. I get sick several times a year, and when I'm sick, it takes me 2 weeks to heal. Sometimes I have a cough, sometimes it's runny nose. It's always a sore throat. But I get sick quite a bit with colds and that sort of thing. What else? My lungs. I get winded going up a flight of stairs. I also feel it in my legs, specifically my thighs. Like after I have climbed a flight of stairs, it's like, oh, my thighs are burning, and I'm out of breath, and I have to... Every once in a while, I do also feel like I have an asthma sort of thing, where I just never feel like I can get a deep breath. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it's happening, I don't feel like I can get a deep breath. What else? My stomach. I feel like I have a lot of drainage that goes into my stomach, so I get stomach aches and things that feel like hunger a lot. And I've always believed it was phlegm draining into my stomach, but the only way honestly to stop it is just eat. like, oh, get something else in there besides phlegm, you know, change the ratio in my stomach. What else? My guts. And this is going to be graphic, my poop is very irregular. I'm not usually constipated, but I often get diarrhea. Sometimes I'll have diarrhea for a few days in a row. Can never find a pattern, or, oh, it's a specific food I'm eating. It's hard to tell. And going down to my feet, my ankles swell. You know, I work a desk job. I just transferred to a new position where I am on my feet more. I'm working in the warehouse as a tech instead of in HQ as a tech. So I am moving more, but my ankles will often be swollen at the end of the day. I have like these brown spots on my feet that I asked a dermatologist about, and he's like, nah, there's nothing you can do. It's just, you're getting older. And that was really discouraging. And I also didn't believe him that there was nothing that could be done. I just felt like he, in his scope of medicine and what he recommends, that there was nothing he could do about it. But I always felt like there's got to be something in my diet that I could change, but I never knew what. I'm hoping that Carnivore helps these brown spots on my feet. They almost look like freckles, and there's a ton of them all over my feet and kind of on the bottom of my ankles, up to my sock line, interestingly enough. My toenails on my feet are gross. I kind of have some fungus on them. I tried a treatment, didn't really help. I also have really bad calluses on my feet, and I'm really hoping that Carnivore helps. So those are the health concerns I have. Here are the reasons why I'm doing Carnivore. First of all, I want to lose weight. I want to improve my health because things are just getting harder and harder, and I can tell my body is declining. I'm 37 right now, and the older I get, the worse it's going to get unless I make a change. I have no energy. Mentally, I am pretty foggy. You know, I don't have that mental clarity. I often have trouble pronouncing my words. Like, I just kind of stumble over my words when I'm talking, or forget the word that I want to describe something. And I work in a very intellectual job where I have to troubleshoot things, and I have to diagnose a problem and then figure out how to solve it. So being able to be clear mentally, I think, would be great. There's a history of cancer in my family, as well as heart disease. And I want to get ahead of that. I want to see my grandchildren. I want my grandchildren to know me for a long time. And so I want to be around. I also want to be a better dad. I want to be able to run around with my kids out in the parking lot. I said parking lot because I'm in a parking lot. I want to be able to run around with my kids outside and just not be worn out immediately. And yeah, so that's kind of my check-in, and probably make more videos as we get closer.